You can do this.
I filmed that while hyping myself up to record a 2-minute video. Logically, just a video. Physically and perhaps mentally, more so, fear response. If you've ever felt fear do something completely disproportionate, then this might be for you. So I've switched on this camera to record to YouTube, and I feel fairly comfortable. I'm not at all seasoned at YouTube yet. However, the video I was recording was for TikTok, and it was my first TikTok video. That was the difference. It means my brain understands I'm doing something new. So the signals were there that something new was happening and that there was a form of danger. And I say this just because that's how the brain works, right? My aim yesterday, knowing I was doing something new, was to give myself as much time to do it as possible. I did set a time limit, but I said if that was the only thing I got done yesterday, then that is fine. I made sure it was my main priority, other than going to the dentist, and then everything else could follow. Because if I put another task that was important but that I knew I could do and had done before first, I would stall and stall and stall. If I only got that new thing done yesterday, I consider it a success because the brain will try to fight you when you want to do something that you haven't done before. Thinking if you want to break out of your comfort zone, it will try. And so I knew it would try me. I knew, and it did try me. But I made a promise to myself that I was going to get that done, regardless of anything else I had on my list. Completing that task, doing something new and making it part of my routine was paramount. And if I didn't do it, I would tell myself and signal to my brain that I could put it off and continue putting it off. I was willing to force myself through that video yesterday. And I didn't necessarily force myself, but it did take some doing. It did take a little cajoling into completion. And that's okay. I'm completely fine with that. So the video I was recording was pretty straightforward. I hadn't made a TikTok, so I was getting to grips with things. But ultimately, easy, bish bash bosh done, right? Bish bash bosh, it took me around 3 hours. It's funny because I love space and I've been watching the Artemis 2 mission and getting really emotional and inspired by everything they've done. Part of what went into my mind as I pushed through my recording was if they can go to the moon, you can record this video. I think it's actually about the tiny steps that you take to do something, compounding into something amazing. And I have goals and I have visions and I have wants and I have things I am planning to do. I must take the steps if I want to do them. I must take the creative steps to create an extraordinary and good life for myself. And it's not to equate going to the moon with recording videos or to berate myself for, taking a while to record. However, I think part of it is understanding everything that would have gone into every aspect of what they were able to achieve with that mission. Every small step from every single person involved, whether it was an essay or an assignment completed years prior in university during a bachelor's. Those tiny things that led to something amazing, all of those compounding decisions that resulted in something so incredible and extraordinary. And we forget that all these big things that we envision and want to do and want to create and we think about start from small decisions and pushing through the things that aren't as glamorous on the ground, perhaps. And not that any of it is really about glamour, but it's about doing something that you enjoy and find interest in and that feels aligned with what you want to do. And sometimes it starts with a very small decision to push through the thing that you're afraid of or that you found difficult or that may seem not quite natural, even though you know it's natural to you because you want to do it. What's the thing that you keep almost doing or the thing that perhaps your body or your mind has prevented you from doing, do the dishes and the laundry, start calling your name before you're about to do some very important task. Give it some thought. Okay, that's my dog at the door. That's my signal to stop recording. So I will. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.